Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to test REST functions for AWS Lambda locally without having to deploy them every time you make changes and you want to verify that your code works. We're going to continue where we left off in the last video where I show you how to build and deploy those Lambda functions. If you have not watched that video, I recommend you to go do it before watching this one. So now we have here the code that we wrote for the previous video, and as you can remember, it always responds with hello AWS Lambda HTTP request. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use cargo-lambda to start a local emulator for the Lambda control plane that it's going to allow us to reload our code every time we make changes, and it's also going to allow us to test that the function URL works without having to go to AWS Lambda every time we need to verify changes. To do that, we're going to use this cargo-lambda watch command, and what this command is going to do is going to start a server that is going to emulate the control plane, and right now it's just waiting for us to execute any Lambda invocation on the function that I have in my package. If you want to verify that the function URL works locally, this emulator also provides a URL slash lambda URL slash the name of your package or function, where you can verify that the same behavior that you're going to put in production works locally before having to deploy it. As you can see in the background, the emulator is compiling the function for us. And when it's done, you can see locally that this URL is responding with the same message that we had in our code. So now we're going to make some changes to the code to see how the emulator reloads the code, compiles it again, and allow us to test that our behavior is correct. What we're going to do is we're going to get some information from the URL query parameters, and then we will display it on the function response. So with these 4 new lines of code, what I'm doing here is I'm getting all the query parameters from the request URL, and I'm just taking a parameter called name, and I'm just gonna display this name in the response. And if there is no name associated with this request, I will just display a stranger. And as you can see, now that I saved my code, the emulator is compiling the function again. And now the function is running, so I can go here, reload, and it says hello stranger. Now if I pass the name as the query parameter, it says hello David. So now that we've made some changes, we can build them for AWS Lambda and deploy them again and see them in production. Let's see how that looks like. This is going to build the function again in release mode, and I'm building with the ARM64 flag because I want to deploy on AWS Graviton. And now I'm going to use the same command that I used last time to deploy the function on AWS Lambda. And if I go to this URL, you can see that we get the same behavior that we just created. And that's it for today. In the next video, I'll show you how to test and deploy events that are not HTTP and how you can use cargo-lambda to invoke those functions without having to use a browser. Thanks for watching. Bye.